The anti-Brexit campaigner called for a respectful approach to the new populist Italian cabinet and urged Brussels to consider with care the many reforms that need to be undertaken to solve the problems of the Eurozone. Mr. Soros warned that trying to punish Rome for filling more than 50% of the country's parliament seats with MPs from populist parties would just wreck the union and increase the popularity of the anti-EU Lega Party and the Five-Star movements. He said, "There is a strong inclination in Europe to use the occasion to teach Italy a lesson. If the EU follows this line, it will dig its own grave. There is a strong inclination in Europe to use the occasion to teach Italy a lesson. If the EU follows this line, it will dig its own grave." George Soros. The euro has many unresolved problems, and they must not be allowed to destroy the EU. Mr. Soros believes EU chiefs should be particularly aware of Italy to avoid the disintegration of the European dream. He explained, "The EU is threatened by Trump's America, Putin's Russia, Erdogan's Turkey and Assad's Syria. Inside, Poland and Hungary are undermining the values on which the EU is based, but Italy is emerging as the most pressing challenge to its sustainability. The disintegration of Europe is no longer a figure of speech, it is a harsh reality." Getty. George Soros warned EU will dig its own grave if it tries to teach Italy a lesson. The billionaire also hit out at the bloc for the lack of help given to Italy during the migrant crisis that began in 2013, arguing the EU should compensate the country for its efforts. More than 700,000 migrants and refugees have sailed from Libya and reached the coasts of Europe in the last 5 years. The crisis and the way it was handled by the EU, which left Italy and Greece bearing the burden of it by themselves, helped fueling populism across the continent, according to Mr. Soros. He said, "Since France and Austria closed their borders, migrants found themselves stuck in Italy." Getty. Mr. Juncker hit out at Italy last week, saying Italians should care more about their poor regions. "This situation has been not only unfair but also expensive for Italy, in a moment where the country was financially behind when compared to the rest of Europe. This is the primary reason why Lega, in particular, did so well at the last elections." Mr. Soros' warning follows various attacks made by EU officials to Italy last week, when the new populist government was about to be formed. On Tuesday, European Commissioner for Budget Gunther Oettinger said the instability of the markets should teach Italians not to vote for populists at their next elections. And on Friday, EU Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker said that Italians should take care of poor regions of Italy, creating more work and slashing corruption.